And with that, we should be just about good. Oh my god. Look who it is. Terran! Hello. Oh wow. You already got a big jump on things. Yes, quite a lot. I have been working on this for a while. I've just kind of been hesitant to actually, I don't know, live stream. I just have this mental block in my mind. I'm like, oh my god, somebody's going to take my ideas and post them before I can get them out. So who else do we have here? We've got Parka, Space, and Dragon King. Hello. Yeah, so to anybody who is stopping by, this is still a work in progress. Obviously, we still have all the channeler stuff up here because I'm waiting on art to be done. But yeah, so this is the sealer. It's like an ink mage, paint mage kind of thing. It's my first stab at making a full caster, so that'll be kind of neat. Where all of its abilities revolve around a few things. It's got one, it's really good at making spell scrolls. Two, it's got a new like sealing mechanic where you actually literally run around the battlefield, you mark a space, you know, like a space like your character would stand in kind of thing, and you draw out where you want your zone to be, essentially. And then you infuse it with magic, and it gets various effects. That was the page I was actually sitting on when I was doing all my live stream prep. And the other thing, well, like, there's one thing which was initially it was supposed to make like you could turn a non-ritual spell into a ritual spell. Like you take any spell from any spell list and turn it into a ritual spell. Because the class is also good at rituals. That's another thing. But there was way too many moving parts there, and it just would not work. Think of the live streams as a digital watermark. You've got irrefutable proof that you made the idea first. Yeah, actually, it's not a bad way to look at it, and I never thought about that. Cool. Okay. So, like, Inkheart and Rudy from Chalk Zone. I don't know who Inkheart is, but I definitely have a subclass where you literally paint creatures to life. So, yes. So where was I? Oh yeah, so basically the class is all about spell scrolls, rituals, and this brand new sealing mechanic where you draw out your zones and infuse it with magic. It takes, depending on how big it is, it'll take like a spell slot to make it bigger. But the neat thing here is you're literally designing the zone, so you can like weave in and out of important points. And they're non-concentration, which is interesting. But yeah, it's still very work in progress. No rituals to rituals would most likely depend on the spells available. Not quite sure what you mean by that, Dragon King. Yeah, there's always a real desire for something like that. Yeah. Yeah, I'm really loving the flavor so far that I've got for this. Like, you've got your spell casting here, typical spell casting. Scroll Scrivener, this is based on the rules from Xanathar's Guide. But, like, jacked up, basically. You can make a spell scroll in, like, 4 times faster than those rules, and at drastically less of a cost. I'll probably tweak these numbers eventually, but for now, that's how things are going. no ritual to ritual likely needs to be restricted to 5th level or lower. Like half caster progression for rituals. Yeah, that's a potential way of doing it. The way I had it initially was like, it needs to fall under X, Y, and Z, and then I actually took a list, or I took a look at what that list entails, and it was like 30-something spells, and at that point, like, why? So I either need to make a new approach to it, or just scrap the idea entirely. I'm leaning on scrapping it, but I don't know. But hey, at the very least, it was supposed to come online at, like, 14th level, so... actually, no. At 10th level, and then you get it at 14th again. So yeah, it's not a core feature, so it's not something I'm sweating over right now, so it's nice. Do you have a campaign? Yes, I do have a campaign, but I'm not streaming it. I don't really have plans to stream it. Yeah, I don't know. I just like the personal nature of non-stream games. Scroll Scrivener looks interesting. I've always wanted spell scrolls to be utilized more outside of wizards learning spells. Yeah. The cool thing here, actually, is the ritual casting is slightly different than other ritual casters because you can cast a sealer spell as a ritual if that spell has the ritual tag and you have it prepared. Or if you have a spell scroll of that spell on your person. Again, tying into this. And boy, I have the greatest idea for a subclass, because one thing I want to do is your subclasses are going to tie into one, your interacting with your seals. Like when you're in the zone, you can do certain things. But also, oh, I got Dragon King subscribed to the channel. There we go. I might need to change the opacity on that, but thank you for that. I appreciate that. So yeah, the subclass is going to make it so you got to run to dinner, wanted to stop by and say hi. Yeah, no problem. Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, you've been a big inspiration to me, by the way. So if it wasn't for you, I probably wouldn't be streaming right now. It's a cool format to do. I just got to dive into it more. But yeah, subclasses are going to focus on giving you new ways to interact with your seals, and also new ways to interact with your scrolls. So, the Omega level brain idea I have is your order, which is your subclass name. So it's going to be the Order of Origami, and you fold a spell scroll into an origami blade, and depending on the level of the spell scroll, your blade becomes stronger. It's too good not to do. That's probably going to be my favorite subclass. It's basically like what Bladesinger is to Wizard, this is going to be to the Sealer. Let me just quickly catch up on chat here. I'd be super worried about 6 and 7. Yeah, absolutely. I've designed a 9th level ritual spell, but like I very much had to design it in a specific way. So trying to fiddle and like what's the word I'm looking for? Trying to fiddle around with and like back tune, probably not the right term, but like sort of back tune existing 6th to 9th level spells is not gonna work. So we'll see. I do like what you suggested earlier. I know you're probably gone, but I do like what you suggested earlier about the 1 to 5 being the cap for spells you can turn into rituals, but we'll see. And then Parka said, could add it back with Painter set / Calligraphy set, giving you access to certain spells as rituals. I'm always a fan of giving tool sets to use. Yeah, no, absolutely. I kind of caught a glimpse of what you were saying, which is why I scrolled up to here. Because something I've never seen any class do, except for maybe Artificer? I think they might actually do this. But you actually get a tool selection as a part of this class, which I think Artificer just gives you a tool, and you're good to go. No, Druid gives you Herbalism Kit. It's just flat out gives you Herbalism Kit, I think. But this one, basically you get 2 out of either Calligrapher supplies, Cartographer's tools, Forgery Kit, Navigator's tools, or Painter supplies. So you've got the 5? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 5. You 2 out of the 5 options, so it really defines how you play around with your class and flavor your character. Which also comes into the fact that right here, Sealing Instruments is your other subclass. Yes, this class gets not 1, but 2 subclass choices. So you've got your Sealing Instrument, which is how you kind of draw out your seals. So like, okay, I want a giant paintbrush, or I want wax seals, or I want like a pen and magical ink, that kind of stuff. And then signature order is how you go about studying your sealing profession. This is like it's basically more of your traditional subclass. Artistic Pursuits is basically just a nice little flavor pickup. Swift Sealing is a necessary feature. It lets you move around faster. And also Scribe and Extra Sigil, which are the building blocks of your seals, basically. And that's basically the core, because we've got here Ritual Adept. Yeah, that's nice to have. Sealer Secret Arcanum was the thing I'm kind of iffy on and needs to scrap, maybe. But yeah, as you can see here, it's a full caster, so it's outside of the core, it's not getting a whole lot more. Writing instrument and writing style, so to speak. Yeah, writing instrument for sure. Writing style, sorta kinda. Think of them more like, I've got like Order of Messengers. So it's sort of like how you go about distributing or working with your writing. So Order of Messengers, for example, is going to be all about getting your information out to as many people as possible. So it's going to get like mobility abilities and the ability to send messages and teleportation, that sort of stuff. Order of Origami, like I said, is literally just like, okay, cool. Writing is nice, but what if paper go slice? For a lack of a better term. But I got a lot of ideas for subclasses. I have not written any of them out. So here we've got the scaffolding. So you've got your extended spell list, your core flavor, which usually is going to involve your scrolls, but I didn't want to lock that in. Then we're going to get a new way to interact with seals. What I'm thinking for going back to the Order of Messengers, for example. Order of Messengers, when you have your seal zone, you can use an action, maybe. Yeah, I guess an action to teleport a willing creature anywhere else as long as they're still inside that seal. So if you got like one seal here, you're like, or one side of the seal, and you want them quickly on the other side where all the enemies are, you boom, use your action, you whisk them away over to the other side. Maybe that could be an enemy interaction as well. You can like teleport enemy creatures also, but maybe that would tie into seal interaction upgrade, because your the way you interact with seals is going to get an upgrade at 14th level. So maybe that's when that's going to come online. But you know, things like that for your seal interactions. And then your core flavor upgrade. Oh, who else do we have? New subscriber, Derzlazad. I really need to fix the opacity on that so I'm not squinting. And Akito as well, thank you. Actually, hold on, can I just... I can just make the window bigger on OBS. Huzzah! Big brain. Big brain! There we go. Magical Courier is a nice fantasy world-building infrastructure feature most don't think of exactly. Although, if you've seen the Dispel Magic podcast, which I highly recommend checking out, the Magic Mouth episode, that one in particular, that's real nice. Actually, yeah, okay. Magic Mouth absolutely has to go on the extended spell list of the Messenger order, for sure. But yeah, absolutely. So far, I've come up with a lot of like really great flavor picks. I've got the Order of Espionage as well, is one I want to work on, which is literally like you're writing secret messages and scrawling out bits of code that people are gonna figure out if they're like a certain creature type, they can read it. Something along those lines, you know? Or like, if they're wearing a red hat on a Tuesday, then all creatures are able to read this text or something. I've got that written out as a spell. Because I think that would be something that all sealers could get. Like, up here, for example, I've got Forgery Kit as something any sealer can take. So, I think that works better as a spell than a class feature. Just thinking about it more. Yeah, no, I'm gonna keep it as a spell, but that's gonna go on the extended spell list, absolutely. So, without further ado, let's actually get into some designing. Maybe. Or I could just ramble a bit more. That could work too. So, what I think I'm gonna do is I am just ignore the elemental stat block. That was from the channeler, but it's something I want to keep around in case I need a stat block and not have to go to some other document to pick it up later. So what I'm gonna do is just boop 14 and get rid of that and get rid of that and this. Cool. Actually, that needs to drop down a little bit. Boom. Okay. So would this be how I build Amaterasu from Okami? Oh god, it's been... I've never actually played Okami, but I've seen clips and videos. Hold on, I gotta Google this now. Amaterasu from Okami. Oh, that is the main character. Okay, yeah. Like the wolf character. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. You had to like draw out certain things on like a touch screen or something, didn't you? I'm trying to remember. Sorry, I'm being pretty vague and all that. So all right, let's start with the order of messengers. Actually, let's copy this while it's still blank. Messengers, no A there. Okay, order of... So I've got the order of Origami, I've got the order of messengers, I've got the order of... Order of Espionage. And... drop this down a bit. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I like having 6. I like having 6, but I've got a lot more ideas than just 6. So let's take a look at my handy dandy notes app. What do I have in my massive list of random ideas that is very unorganized and I absolutely need to go back and clear out? Yes! How could I forget that one? The order of tattoos, where you're not scribing spell scrolls, you're scribing tattoos. I'm thinking... I don't know. I think tattoos is better. I was initially going to call it Order of Ink, because, like, you know, it's like slang term for getting a tattoo, like inked or whatever. But, like, how is any other subclass not the Order of Ink? Because they're using ink, right? I don't know. What do you guys think? Is tattoos fine, or is ink, Order of Ink, better? Order of Cartography, which is going to be a map-based exploration one. Cartography. So, Origami, messengers, espionage, tattoos, cartography. Oh, yeah. This one is kinda... I don't think I'm spelling that right. Wow, I was. That's odd for me, actually spelling something correctly. Order of Astronomy. I have no idea. Other than... I was just thinking of, like... It plays into, like, the navigation tool proficiency, where you're, like... You've got star charts and... something like that. I don't know. This one's honestly the weakest, unless I can come up with something. Oh, fuck yeah. Pardon my French. Order of Contracts. Order of Contracts is your summoner. And potentially... enchantment magic also. Like, you get an enemy to sign their name on the dotted line, now they have to do what you say, kind of thing. Again, more writing, which is kind of why astronomy is, like, doesn't really fit the theme, other than, like, drawing out a star map kind of thing, but I don't know. Order of Ink just doesn't sound right. Yeah. Yeah. Tattoos is probably better. Could include ritual scarification. Yeah. Interestingly enough, actually, if I'm remembering right. I think so. Yeah. The magic tattoo system from Tasha's, which is what the Order of Tattoos is going to be heavily based on. It is those in Tasha's specifically says the tattoo can appear like a tattoo or some sort of scar or marking. So I'm probably just gonna like take that chunk of text and plop it into Order of Tattoos, because that's pretty cool. It kind of gets away from the writing theme of the whole class, but astrological seal shape could be seen as sealer drawing constellations on the ground. Yeah, that would be pretty cool. High Soul, love having these while at work. Make my day go so much faster. Oh, thank you. This is my first class design stream, so a little bit of a change there. I know it's not spells, but hopefully this is going to be interesting nonetheless. Sealing a creature into a contract fits so freaking well. Absolutely. Yeah. Like, right? All of these. Oh, flavor winds across the board. Origami. Messengers. You've got your freaking magical mailmen. You've got your spies. You've got Order of Tattoos. You're like literally inking someone. Cartography. Contracts, and then astronomy. That's the most work in progress one I've got here. So what else do I have in my notes quickly? Espionage, I wrote that down. Order of Messengers, Magical Mailmen, got that. Order of the Spy, which just got renamed to Espionage, so I should probably get rid of that. Order of the Index, which is basically going to be your vanilla / skill monkey subclass. I don't have much for it other than more sealer. You like sealer? Here's more sealer. Hey Phil, how's it going? Hopefully you're doing well. Let me just quickly snap back to chat here. Other things come to mind. Order of Historians. Time Magic. Ooh. Oh. Oh, I like that. Order of the Index. Order of Historians. I like that. I like that a lot. Yeah, okay. Thank you. Let's get more going, because it looks like I'm gonna need it. Hey, Noob in a Box. How's it going? And Ash. How are you? Order of Stabbing People thousands of times to make pretty art. Yes, so let me just quickly change the name to that. Order of Starseers, Order of the Stars. That could work also. This is the class of options. Absolutely, and that's not even... This is not even touching the fact that I have scrolled up when I should be scrolling down. Hold on. Give me a moment. Your sealing instrument is also a subclass. depending on which sealing instrument you get more subclass options based on that. So you've got your sealing instrument providing you its subclass options, and then you've got your order providing you other separate subclass options. These ones need to be fleshed out a lot more. All I got was like, ooh, battle brush, giant paintbrush, go bonk. That's all I have for that. But Aegis stamp is supposed to be like a gigantic stamp that you can use as like a shield kind of thing. And then there's the spell list. I thought I had... yeah, sigil cards. So, like, you know, you got your magical, like, cards where you, like, hold... You see, like, characters, right? You hold your card in your hand, and when they throw it down onto the ground, and magic happens. So, that's... basically, it's how you, go about creating your seals, kind of thing. Now, chat seems to be popping off here, so I'm gonna go ahead and take another sneaky peeky. This is the class of options. This needs the ability to be unaffected by water. Way ahead of you, Yoda. And also, hello. Thank you for stopping by. Yeah, so when you're making your seal, it's specifically empowered by magic. So you go about drawing it on a surface, and the only way it's going to be removed is if somebody casts Dispel Magic on it. Otherwise, it fades after 10 minutes. Because otherwise, it's like, literally, oh, it's raining outside, I don't have any class features. That's not fun. So, yeah, we're on the same page, don't worry. I like the cards. Yeah, I love the idea of the cards. Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's gonna be super cool. My idea there is, like, when you roll for initiative, you can use your reaction to instantly throw a card down, and that's going to give you a head start on creating your seal. Because all you need to do is, like... Because, like, sigils are the building blocks of your seals. You make a sigil on the ground in, like, a 5-foot space. Boom. You now walk to another space. You make another sigil. Boom. You now walk to another space. You make another sigil. And now, as long as you have 3, you can turn that into a seal and imbue it with a effect. You can, of course, make them bigger, but if you make it bigger, you're going to need to infuse it with a bigger spell slot. So if you've got a... it's basically... the spell slot you need to do is... it basically subtract 2 from the number of sigils you use to make the spell slot. You've got... or the sigil, or the seal, and then you end up making the seal and infusing it with that spell slot. So if it's a 3 sigil seal, that's 1 spell slot. If it's a 4 sigil seal, that's 2 spell slots. If it's 5, it's 3, and I could be here forever. You get the idea. Anyway, I love the idea of the cards, absolutely. Staunch says, this kind of has thaumaturge vibes from Pathfinder 2E from the 30 seconds I've heard. It's a really cool idea, that'd be nice to see in 5E. Okay. Apparently I've also accidentally recreated another Pathfinder class with the Spellslinger, though I think apparently that's just a subclass of something, but I gotta be honest, I've never taken a look at Pathfinder, so sorry to say, I can't really come up with any, like, more thaumaturge stuff. If you want that specifically in 5e, I apologize. But I also kind of don't want to, because I want this to be, like, the sealer, right? My ideas only. I mean, that's not to say, you know, I don't want input from chat. That's why I'm doing this. Like, Order of Historians who was that? Was it Parkaspace? Yeah, well, it was Parkaspace. Cool, yeah. Like, Order of Historians, that could be a really cool idea. I just need to come up with something. Order of the Index feels like it could mess with initiative order. I see what you mean. Like literally index cards, like indexing things. Yeah, that could be cool. My idea was it is literally just like, more sealer, but I could do something cool with that. Quick weaving tapestries. Does this have normal spellcasting, or is it special? No. This is just straight vanilla full casting. The only thing different here is you've got seals, which is like a completely separate mechanic, almost like a new spellcasting system, but like not that in-depth because you're still a full caster, you got all that to deal with. It's basically just another way to use your spell slots, and instead of being like, I cast this spell, and now it's a 50-foot radius sphere. That would be one hell of a spell, but 20-foot radius sphere, let's go with that. But you know what I mean? Now you can be like, okay, I want this to be like, go here, but I don't want it affecting that area, so I'm going to put another point there, and I don't know how well that's appearing on camera. Like, here, here, and then you drop down and then continue that way, right? That kind of thing. Instead of like, here's a box, or here's a sphere, right? Yeah, fair enough. Object-oriented magic is pretty broad. No, don't worry, it's just an observation. Okay, yeah. Yeah, no problem. Don't worry about it. Also, DM's guild won't get mad about this, right? No. Like Terran, he was actually in chat earlier. He does a ton of streams. ERG Sunshine, subscribe to the channel. Thank you. But no, the DM's guild won't get mad about this. The only way they're going to get mad is if I'm like, haha, I'm going to put out my PDF that is fully completed on the DM's Guild. You can get access to it over there. Also, I'm going to put it on Reddit for free. Then they're going to get mad, right? But people can't, like... I mean, they could, but what are you going to do? You're going to screenshot every still frame of a work-in-progress document that's probably going to change? And then release it somewhere? But if they wanted to do that, they'd have to like retype everything. It just kind of seems like a pain in the ass. I don't know. Terran hasn't, well, I should say for people who don't know, Indestructiboy. He hasn't had any issues, so, and he's a pretty big channel. Like, he's almost at 10,000 subscribers, and most of his classes are at least gold bestseller, so should be fine. Just making sure. Yeah, no problem. So where was I? Ah, yes, index historians, and then these ones are just copy and pasted because yes. Order of Banishment. This one is also, just like astronomy, is also kind of one that's like, eh. I was just like, okay, you know, you got the banishment spell. What if banishment inside your seal? But I'm thinking that might be way too powerful, because banishment is just like, haha, I effectively have killed you. Because, like, you know, doing 1,000 damage to a creature, or sending a creature back to their home plane of existence, is effectively the same thing, you know? That's why banishment is so strong. But, so that's gonna be hard to balance this one. We'll see. Oh god, yeah. Order of Artists. This one is, if Terran is ever actually watching the stream back, This is what I was talking about. This is the one that you're going to draw creatures to life. Like, Adeline from Kirby 64, if you've ever played that game. Actually, she was in a few games before that also. But, yeah, getting sidetracked here. She needs to make a return, Nintendo. She's a really cool character. Why are you not doing anything with her? Anyway, that's enough of that. I should say, I'm writing a lot of these. Not all of them are going to make it in. I cap out my subclasses for a release at 6, which is already a lot, in most people's opinion. So I don't know how much we're at here, but I will see after we do this. Banishment. Banish parts of them or abilities they can do. Yeah, that could work. Like, what's it? That one Pokemon move. Disable. Yeah. That could be kind of interesting. Like, the dragon uses its fire breath attack and you use your disable inspired move on it, and now it can't use its dragon breath until it succeeds on a charisma save or something. That could be kind of neat. Let's get notes here. Stop a oh yeah, cool sounding titles can only go so far. There's a ton of sounds fun on paper things as well that turn out to be super not fun to play with against. Yeah, no, I understand that. And I think Banishment might be one of those things. Order of Banishment might make sense as Order of the Court, making abilities legal or restricting movement to sealed areas. I actually have something like that already. The seals list. The Seal of Containment, where basically an enemy has to succeed rather on a charisma save, or they just straight up can't leave the zone. It also has a counterpart in the Seal of Safety, whereas they have to make a charisma save to enter the zone. So, if I did that, I could very well just be like, okay, cool, you automatically get the Seal of Containment for free, kind of thing, but that doesn't really sound like that great of a flavor pick. Or maybe all seals you cast automatically also count as Seal of Containment. That would be pretty nasty, though. Ooh. Yeah, that might be a bit too strong, especially if we add more things like the Seal of Cinders, which is like damage over time while they're in the area kind of thing. They're trapped in there. They're trapped in a damage over time space. Yeah, might be a bit much. But again, this is all just early stuff. But yeah, Order of the Courts. I do like that, but that's also kind of stepping into Order of Contracts ability. Like, that's almost like a Order of the Courts kind of thing. I don't know. But yeah, I wrote this one down, and this one's a little dark. its inspiration is a little dark, but just hear me out for a second. It's gonna be fine, hopefully. Order of Seekers is a nicer way of saying Order of Book Burners. Now hold on. I know, hold on. This is not like, oh yeah, let's get rid of, like, you know, just any old book, right? This is literally an order that go out and destroy dangerous tomes. So think of, like, things like the Necronomicon, that sort of stuff. They're like, oh god, we've heard of dark murmurings of this. We need you and your team to go out and destroy this dark artifact. Kind of thing. And they're gonna get things like Fireball and Burning Hands and Dispel Magic on their extended spell list. Fireball, by the way, is something that's not on the Sealer spell list, so that'll be pretty nifty. Instead of sealed in, it slows down in any sealed area. Yeah. It's just Pyromaniacs with extra steps. Yes, but also no. But also yes. I think we're coming to the end here. Or the end of my list of subclass ideas. Order of Seekers hunts down and destroys forbidden texts and documents. Got that one. Duels got renamed to Artist. I can delete. Can I delete that? Hold on. Bring paintings to life. Yes. Good job, my dude. You literally wrote the same thing a few lines down below. I don't need that twice. Oh, this one is something. Order of... Are you ready? Order of... Face Painters. Yes, I know this one's a bit out there. Just hear me out. It fits with the theme of artistry and drawing. And you put paint on the face of someone, right? So picture this. You're at the carnival. You're at the fair as a kid having a great time, having a fun time. You see a face painter. You're like, oh, mommy, I want to get my face painted. You go up there. You get your face painted to look like a tiger. The sealer now uses their action to turn you into a tiger. You now are literally a tiger because you got your face painted to look like a tiger. Okay? That's where I'm coming from. I know the name sounds goofy. I know it does. But it's cool. It's a cool effect. I hope I can do something with this because it just sounds cool. And also weird, but also cool, but also very weird. Do you just write this down as you're at work? Yes, I do. I have a list. I don't know how well this is going to go up on screen, but it's very, 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 very long. And I didn't even start scrolling from the bottom. That was about midway. So, yeah. Order of the Face Mancers? I'm going to say no to that, only because when I glanced over, I did not read Face Mancer. I instead read Face Mangler. So, just from that alone, no. Yeah, terrible name, I know. I'm picturing a villain turning people into harmless creatures after the yearly fair. Now, yes, absolutely. Order of the Face Shifters. Order of Faith Shifters. That sounds a bit too grim dark. That's more like alchemical. You're like, oh, I'm pouring chemicals on your face to shift your face. Is my only thinking here is face painters is like, cool, okay, you know, you've got exactly what it says on the tin. You're painting someone's face, and the name plays directly into the whole artistry theme of the class. Even if it is incredibly goofy, it's a great name while also simultaneously being a terrible name. I don't know. Face Shifter doesn't really communicate the art. Yeah, exactly. That's my only issue with it. I like the name, if only it was for something other than an art-themed class. That's my only issue. Now, am I forgetting anything? Oh god. Yeah, here... I've scrolled up to the top. Here's all the subclass ideas I had for when this class was initially born. This was when it was literally just ritual casting. And nothing else. Some sort of hunter-themed. Maybe blood magic. You draw out your seals with blood. I mean, maybe, but that's also a little too dark. Teleportation focus? Teleportation focus basically turned into... Order of Messengers. What else do I have? Scribe, expert in history and arcana. So I guess I kind of did have something like the Order of Historians that Parkaspace suggested. But I guess, like, Scribe also kind of plays into the base class now, in the fact that you can just get, like, really good at writing spell scrolls. Banisher, Geomancer, depending on the terrain, their special seals get different effects. What was my idea with that? Yeah. Also gets druidic. Yeah, I don't know. Cause like I've got a lot of like elemental terrain manipulating seals already, and I plan to make more, so I don't think I need a Geomancer. This class is basically a Geomancer under another name, effectively. It's like, because apparently Geomancers are, as a trope, I didn't know this until recently, but it's meant to be like terrain manipulation, the archetype. And that's basically what this class is. Like, you control the battlefield. Cartographer... Oh, that one actually did carry over. Cool. Magen. Further study of magic. It cantrips an expended spell list. Well, now this thing has full casting, so I don't need that at all. Elementalist. Summon elemental avatars inside your seal. Control as an action... Yeah, Order of Contracts is basically that. Like, you form a pact with a creature. Or something. It's a summoner subclass, effectively. But also, it's got, like, enchantment stuff it can do. I don't know what they'd be, but I'm picturing Order of... Illuminators. Order of Illuminators and Order of Revisionists. Order of Illuminators. Do you mind expanding on what your idea with Order of Illuminators is? Because I don't really know there. Is it literally like a light-themed one? Like you glow-in-the-dark paint or something? Order of Revisionists? That might be stepping on a little too many landmines with that. That might be a little, you know? But any unique cantrips? Yeah, I'll get into that in a second, actually, because that's a good segue. Because Order of Revisionists, I've actually got 8th level? 8th level spell. That is basically, it's called Rewrite Destiny, or Rewrite History. One of those two. I'm flip-flopping between it. But you basically target a creature, you take out your pen or your brush or whatever, and you scrawl whatever you want to say on the, just in the air. And those words fly over to the creature, and they are changed in those following ways for the duration. There's a list of things you can do, like replacing a stat with another one, like swap their strength and their intelligence, give them new skills, change old skills for new skills, etc., etc. Or anything else that the DM kind of deems okay. It's like Wish in that regard, but like 8th level and personal based, but also nowhere near as powerful as Wish. But you could cast this and also Wish, because why not? But yeah, I did scroll in the right direction. Any unique cantrips? Yes. Yes, there are. So, I've got Ink Blot, which is literally, I'm going to throw ink at an enemy. All those for people who want to be a squid and a kid. This is also your cantrip. Hopefully somebody got the reference. But yeah, Ink Blot is a D8 cantrip. If you score a crit, the enemy is also blinded. Jot, basically you touch a notebook or whatever, and then you telepathically write in it. So you can be like, okay, cool, this needs to be written down for sure. You touch the book, you stick it in your backpack, and while you're going about your day, you write in it. This kind of seems like a roleplay focused thing at first, until you realize there is a range to it. You don't have to be near the notebook, meaning you can be, boom, I touch the notebook, I now give it to a friend who walks, I think I have it like 120 feet as the distance. So get them to go into like a back room somewhere, and you go in and confront like somebody who you think is a spy, maybe. And all the while you're interrogating the spy and sending mental commands to get written in the book. And then Swarm of Origami, or Origami Swarm, is basically you give life to little origami creatures and be like, hey, attack that thing. Oh, what's that? You missed? Okay, I'm going to choose, yes, you can choose, to concentrate on this. Next turn, you can get them to repeat the save as a bonus action. If they miss that time, then it's done. But it's only a d6 damage, so it's not too much, but the fact that you can effectively, like, get a second go at this is pretty unique. Switches intelligence and strength with warrior. Now you truly understand how screwed you are. Yeah, basically. Right now, I've got it as willing creatures only, but we'll see. I don't know. Illuminators would decorate scripts, basically converting text into beautiful artworks that are still legible. I guess it would be illusions, or covering, or converting things into better versions of themselves. Okay, maybe. I have to think on that more. Because I kind of do have a few spells, actually, that do kind of that. But, I'll go through them. Here we got Hush is a first level spell. It's basically like Silence, but against a single target instead of a big zone. Waterproof is mainly a roleplay spell, but also does have some utility. Because, like, okay, cool, I've got all these spell scrolls. Let me just, boom, waterproof it. And now I can go into my underwater adventure, right? Maybe you could research some art movements like cubism or surrealism for inspiration on different orders. Ooh. Yeah? Huh. Yeah, that could be interesting. Order of Cubism. You make blocks. It's the Minecraft. The Minecraft subclass. You can hide behind your blocks. I might have to do that now. Yeah. Noob, what have you done? Anyway, Transcribe. Let's go through these. Continue to go through these. Transcribe is basically like Jot, but on steroids. You touch a book, you point at a creature, it will now transcribe exactly what they say. That creature can be 300 feet away. So you can, like, you might not even be able to hear what they're saying, but you can transcribe perfectly what they're saying. So this is a really good information gathering / spying tool. Nothing specific came to mind, just thought it might be cool. Yeah, no problem. It's kind of a neat idea. As we can see here, though, I already have... Oh, actually, I never even counted. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, oh my god, 11, 12, 13. I've already got 13, and my cutoff for an initial release is 6. So I already have quite a bit to work with, but in the future, if I ever need things, absolutely, that's a really good idea for, like, art movements. Hey, how's it going? Yeah. 13. I am a madman. Don't worry, though. These are all just ideas I have. We're not going and releasing 13 subclasses. Do not worry, Josh. Yes, cool. I have caught up with chat. What else do we have in the brand new spell list? Selective Secret Scribe is something I talked about in passing earlier. This is basically going to be like you enchant a brush or a pen, you create your beautiful work of art or your story or what have you, and while you're doing so, you set the parameters for who can read it or how they're able to read it. This can be like, okay, only humanoids can read this, or only Fae can read this. Or you can get more specific and be, only people wearing an article of clothing that is dyed red can read this. Or you can be like, okay, I want this tapestry to only appear on a Tuesday while it's raining. You can get that specific. So this is also really good for making secret messages. It's basically like... what is the spell I am thinking of? Illusory Script. It's like Illusory Script, but not, but also better, but its own thing. If that makes any sense. What else do we have here? Reality Fold. This is literally, you're turning the pages of a magical book. Boom! You've now taken everybody in the zone to an alternate reality. It looks exactly the same, but it's basically a pocket reality. So if anybody was outside of that zone, you've now, like, you've got the big bad, right? And all those minions are beginning to close in. You cast Reality Fold, and now it's just you and the big bad. And hopefully your teammates. And unless one of those minions can cast Dispel Magic on the fold, they can't get in. So that's pretty cool. Rewrite Destiny. This is one that I already talked about, so I won't go into that. That's the one where you know, like, change an aspect of someone. And last but not least, Inkwell Dragon. This is directly inspired by a piece of artwork I saw. It's literally just like you take your big ink pot, you infuse it with magic, you set it down on the ground, and a big dragon comes out. But it's made of ink, so it can do like an ink spray attack, or it can weave its way around the battlefield. The cool thing here is, you can either keep the pot planted in the ground, or pick it up, and it'll move with you. I thought that was kind of neat. But past that, that's all I got. I should dip for the night. It was nice seeing your face. Have fun brainstorming. Yeah, no problem. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for the ideas. And, yeah, hope to see you around. It's been a while. Okay. So, we're getting sidetracked, as always. Oh, what do I want to do? What do I want to do? Do I want to do seals? If anybody out there has interesting ideas for seals, let me know. Like, pause and take a look at the power scaling of this. It's basically not going to be any more powerful than this. Or anything kind of along these lines. Like, I don't want, like, oh, yeah, if you use this seal and upcast it, you can make everything explode inside. You know? Because the way seals are going to scale as the game goes on is you're going to be able to place more sigils, which is either going to, A, let you make bigger seals, or 2, make multiple seals. So, that's how it's going to scale. You can have multiple effects going, possibly overlapping, but I haven't decided if I want to include overlapping effects just yet. But I don't think I have it written there, but I do have one planned for wind and earth. You probably saw that I had earth planned out, but I didn't really have anything for it. Okay. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to jump back to the subclasses and actually brainstorm the ideas for them. So I'm not going to go in and do all the extended spell list stuff, because I think I can probably do that off screen and that'd be more interesting. So Yeah, I think we'll just do for now is what we were saying at the beginning of the stream, basically. So, 6th level is your seal interaction feature. So what this is going to do is... So I'm not going to do anything crazy. I'm just writing, like, note form, essentially. So, action to teleport a willing creature if they are in your seal to another spot. Seal. Cool. So if somebody wasn't here for the early bit of the stream, the idea here is you're a messenger, so you're going to focus on getting information out, which, because magic, you can teleport, because that seems like something a magical mailman would be able to do. Action to teleport a willing creature. At 14th level, this is your seal interaction upgrade, which I think... So we could go two ways with this. What I'm thinking initially, but I might change this, is that my original plan was being, okay, at 6th level, yeah, as I'm saying this, I'm already liking the other way, but at 6th level, you can teleport a creature. And then at 14th level, you can choose to teleport an unwilling creature. I think that might be a little too... Yeah. Because my other idea is we make it so at 6th level you can teleport a willing creature or an unwilling creature. Oh, just give me a second here. Ah, lovely. My very old Pokemon-related Be Right Back stream. Or screen, rather. That's cool. But yeah. I will be right back. And I just realized this entire time I have not had audio on for my background music. I will fix that once I come back. Hold on. Okay. And we're back. I just need to figure out how to go here. Okay, cool. There we are. Audio output capture? No, apparently that's working. Are you guys hearing the background audio? Like the funky fresh beats in the background, or are you able to hear that? Yes? Okay, cool. Thank you, Parka. Parka? Yes, it is Parka. Okay. I thought for a second I was saying your name wrong this entire time. But no, I'm good. Cool. Okay. Where was I? Oh yeah, so what I was saying before was we either make it so at 6th level you can do a willing creature, and at 14th level you can do an unwilling creature. But they just have to make a save. Alternatively, we can make it so 6th level you can be willing or unwilling. Because that's still going to scale, right? It's going to be based off your spell save DC, which is going to scale with you automatically as you go up. So that's already kind of built-in scaling there. And then at 14th level... At 14th level, I'm thinking either they get the ability to target multiple people they can teleport, or after they teleport a creature, if it's a willing creature, their movement speed increases. If it's an unwilling creature, their movement speed decreases. So... yeah, I think I'm liking at least the first bit. If unwilling, they make a save. Because the other thing here, right, with it being a seal, I'm going to have the stipulation where it has to be on a surface within the seal. And because it's a seal, it has to be put on a, like an actual surface. So therefore, that, you know, that makes sense, right? I guess if you really wanted to, you could, like, go from, like, you put a sigil here, you, like, put a sigil here and here, and then you go across a small chasm and put a sigil there and there, and then create your seal. Now there's the big gap in the middle. But I would still have the stipulation specifically for this feature where it has to be teleported onto a surface. Because you can... it's already written up... I'm not going to scroll up to it, but in the sealing feature, you can make the magic extend up at least 60 feet if you want to. So, if I didn't put that stipulation in there, you could be like, oh, I'm going to teleport him up there. And then he falls and takes 66 damage. And I'll just do it again. Every turn. Yeah, so it has to be a surface. So, I'm sure I'll remember this, but must be a Must be a solid surface? Must be a surface. Because if your seal intersects with water, right? Maybe you want to teleport them into the water, that's fine. My only issue there is... yeah, my only issue there is lava could then be considered a surface. Yeah, but I mean, if you're fighting around lava, it's going to be a hazard to anyone. Like, an enemy could literally just grapple you and bring you over to lava and dunk you in, so... yeah, lava's always going to be a hazard. For now, it's just going to be a surface. That's fine. Batch delivery. Small riders like movement rate change. Going to be hard to track in-game. Yeah. I don't usually have an issue too much with, tracking things like that, especially if it's something that just like automatically, or effectively rather, happens every turn. So people are going to be reminded pretty constantly, like, okay, cool, I've been teleported, I now have a speed buff. Nice. And then if you teleport another player, they're going to be like, oh yeah, so-and-so got a speed buff after he was teleported. I get one too, right? Then yeah, you do. And then, cool, I'm gonna zip-zop and zoobity-bop all over the battlefield, you know? That kind of thing. Because it's repeating, right? It's not like a, oh, here you go, here's my one-and-done ability that I can't use again for a long rest. Because, like, the idea of all of these, like, seal interaction features is unless it's, like, a really, really powerful ability, I want these to be usable as much as you like. Because, one, it takes a while to set up a seal, unless you have the jump on the enemy and you've, like, pre-planned and get them to come to you instead of you going to them. And two, it's going to use a spell slot to make a seal. And I think I'm forgetting the third thing, but those are already pretty big. So I think the balance there is already pretty good. And it is also going to chew up an action, right? So, you know. And it has to be in your seal. So if you somehow can't control, or your team can't control the battle enough to where the fight goes away from your seal, you're kind of screwed. So you and your team have to coordinate in that regard. You could use the same wording as Vortex Warp. I certainly could. It's been a while since I've taken a look at my own spell, Vortex Warp, though, so... Vortex Warp. No, never mind. I'm thinking of a different spell. Vortex Warp is from, that one book with the silvery barbs in it. The one that everyone hates. The spell, not the book, by the way. Strixhaven! Yes, there we go, thank you. Yeah, I'm kind of remembering what Vortex Warp does. Okay. How often can they teleport? Yeah, I basically just answered that. How convenient. So... either... a... multi-creature teleport... or... B... after... port, they get a speed boost. I had the slight idea, if only for a brief moment, to being like, what if they get hasted? But I think that might be too much. Then again, though, this is a... This is a 14th level ability. But it's also a 14th level ability you can do over and over and over and over again. So... speed boost. Unwilling creature gets slowed. There we go. So that's what I've got for that, for sure. Now it's core flavor feature. I don't know. Lesser haste? Well, I guess it would be a lesser haste. Like, my idea was for the effect to literally just last for one turn. Instead of, what is it, like a minute concentration? But Let's see. What does haste do? Haste. Choose a willing creature you can see within range until the spell ends. The target speed is doubled. Gains a +2 bonus to AC and has advantage on dexterity saving throws, and gains an additional attack on each of its turns. The attack can only be used to take the attack action with one weapon attack only. Gains an extra action on its turn. Can attack, dash, disengage, hide, or use an object. That's actually a pretty good way of doing it. I like that. Or C. Give it the old triple D. Diners, drive-ins, and dives. I mean dodge, disengage, and dash. Dodge. Dodge. Disengage. Dash as bonus action. Cool. The only downside to that is what happens when you get a rogue that can already do all of that. If you have an all-rogue party, you basically don't have a 14th level feature. But why would you have an all-rogue party? Something to think on. We'll keep that there for now. Yeah, we'll keep that there for now, I think. Because I'm not sure what I want to do with this one. The Order of Messenger was mainly inspired by what they can do with their seals here. I'm sure I'll come up with something for their core flavor, but for now it's fine. Order of Espionage. Now this one absolutely has to do something with invisibility. Invisibility can only maintain it on one creature. Maybe more. Yeah. So it's basically just going to be a repeatable casting of invisibility, right? If they attack or cast a spell, it breaks, and you can only maintain invisibility on one creature, maybe more. Maybe more. We'll see. For the upgraded version, invisibility, illusory duplicate, doing something innocuous, optional. Yeah. That could be another thing, too. Just, like, give them, like, the blur effect, basically. Blur. What does blur give you? Blur, second level. Okay. Your body becomes blurred, shifting and wavering to all who can see you. For the duration, any creature has disadvantage on attack rolls against you. So it's basically invisibility. An attacker is immune to this effect if it doesn't rely on sight. Oh, well, yeah, obviously. It's concentration. So you're not invisible with blur, but you basically gain the benefit. No. Yeah, it's just disadvantage on attacking. Yeah, because you don't get the advantage in turn. Yeah. Could do something like that. Or blur-like effect. I was thinking it looks like you're shelving books when you're 20 feet away. Stealing something while invisible. Oh, yeah, the doing something innocuous thing. Okay, yeah. Yeah. Oh boy. Oh boy, we got bots here. There we go. Goodbye. That website, man. What a website. Oh my god. Something along those lines. What I also want to do is a feature called Invisible Ink. Invisible Ink. Not sure what I want this to do exactly, but the basic gist of it is some sort of perk to writing Role play. Some sort of perk to roleplay. But the main kicker is going to be it makes all your sigils and seals invisible. So the enemies can't tell when they've actually entered the zone or not. That's going to be pretty beefy. But it mainly makes your sigils and seals invisible. So yeah, that's gonna be really meaty. That's super cool, actually. I like that one a lot. So we've got invisible ink. We've got you can make somebody invisible in your area. So it's going to be either A, make more people invis, or B, give the effects of greater invis to 1. Giving greater invisibility to one creature is pretty potent, especially because it doesn't really have a con save associated with it. The only downside is that creature is going to be invisible only in the seal. So you better hope and pray that your sealer has set up a sizable seal for you to utilize this in. Which also is going to take a long time. Because... yeah, this comes online at 6. So at 5th level... like prior to 5th level, you can use your bonus action to set down 2 sigils on your turn. At 5th level, you can now set down 3 per turn. I don't know if I want to make more than that, because I think that's already pretty good. Because, like, you get the speed boost and can set down 3 sigils. And 3 sigils in and of itself is the bare minimum you need to set up a seal right off the bat. So, turn 1, you can set a seal up. On your next turn, you can now either make it a 4, 5, or 6 pointed sigil. Or seal with those stated sigils. You know, making it bigger and all that. Mainly just thinking out loud right now. Yeah. I think... well, it's something to see in playtest, but I think 3 sigils per turn maximum is going to be enough. Because, yeah, first turn, you can set up a basic size seal. And then on the next turn, you can already set up a pretty sizable one. So, yeah, it's fine. Invisible ink. I don't know how that's gonna upgrade, but I guess it doesn't necessarily have to be an upgrade to Invisible ink itself. It can just be an upgrade to the basic flavor of the class. And for now, I do not have an idea. Yeah, we'll move on to the next one. So... yeah, order of tattoos, pretty simple. You can make... Spellrot tattoos. So I say that because that's basically the thing from Tasha's, and they're basically spell scrolls, but spell scrolls that go onto the person rather than a piece of paper. Although I think I recall something about there's like non-spell scroll style tattoos. So maybe I could do that also. Look into non-spell tattoos. Okay. This one's gonna be pretty... I don't know. I say that and I don't know what this is gonna be yet. But I feel that creating a direct upgrade to this would be pretty easy. So I'm not too worried about the 10th level feature. I am a little worried about this feature here. Order of tattoos. What am I gonna do as a new way to interact with your seal? If anybody has ideas for what a tattoo artist could do to, like, empower their seals, let me know. Unarmed strikes cause seal... Unarmed strikes cause seal effects as if the enemy had stepped in it. The only issue with that is there's a decent amount of seals where, like, it's very clearly, like, when you're in this zone. Like, Containment, for example. Like, yeah, because, like, Containment, right? It would be very... I just feel it would be kind of difficult to have... Because how do you go about being like, okay, cool, you can't leave this zone while you're inside of it? And make that like, oh, I punch you and now you can't leave this zone. Well, what zone? My fist? You can't leave my fist, you know, stuck to my fist. No, I'm joking with that one. But, like... I guess an even better example, actually, is Seal of Waves, right? You've got Seal of Waves. You now punch someone, and then they sink into water, but then immediately pop back up because there's no zone. Sorry to poo-poo the idea. Like, it does sound cool, but just worried, right, about how I can cleanly write that to work with every single seal. Compelled duel? I'm not really seeing the flavor. Ooh. Oh, I think I've got something. Tattoos can be recharged by you as a... Does this have to be an action? Because think of it this way, right? You've put a spell scroll on an enemy. Or not an enemy, an ally, right? You've got an ally with a spell scroll. They now cast... I don't know. I'm trying to think of a spell, but I always default to Fireball, but Fireball isn't on the Sealer spell list. But for the sake of the example, let's just go with Fireball, because it's the classic. They cast Fireball. Their tattoo begins to fade away, but it only, like... Maybe it takes an hour for it to fully fade away. But if they're in the zone, and they have like a faded tattoo, you can use your action to refill that tattoo with magic. Even if they're like all the way on the other side of your seal, right? Yeah. Because then that also kind of gets around needing to, like, re-scribe tattoos and spend all that money on them. Yeah. Tattoos can be recharged by you as... Yeah, it's gotta be an action. As an action... and a spell slot of the level of the tattoo. Yeah, I think that's kind of neat. I don't know if I'm 100% sold on it, but I'm like 80% sold on it. I might have to think of... It's mainly just the back-end mechanics of like how everything revolves around the tattoo. Like, how do the tattoos work exactly? Something I need to dive into quite a bit. Yeah. I'll leave tattoos for now. I'll flush that out later. Order of Cartography. I think this is going to get a few features. Like, it needs something where you can make... You can make a map and can't get lost. Climb speed makes sense. This is like the Explorer sealer, effectively. Yeah, climb speed, absolutely. Map. Can't get lost. Climbing speed. I don't know past that. It's gonna get some other ranger-like stuff, I think. Sky view. Yeah, that's kind of neat. Sky view. To look at the world from a top-down perspective. I assume that's what you meant by sky view. If you meant something else, let me know. But that's kind of how I interpreted that. Yeah, okay, yeah. Yeah, that is cool. Have I gotten around to writing that spell? I did, actually, yeah. I do have a pretty high-level spell that's coming up in a future release of the Soulforge spellbook that's kind of like that. But it's like, I think it's like 7th or 8th level. Your eyesight basically goes up to the sky, and if there's any clouds in the way, you can still see through them. But, like, this, like, ring of invisible magic goes up in the sky, and it's like a mile wide, and you can shift your view to any point and like look down from that point. So the sky view would basically probably act like that, but I think it would basically be centered on you, right? I think that'd be pretty cool. Turning it into a class feature and sort of like minimizing it and making it so like, boom, your vision just goes up and look down instead of being like, I can see anywhere kind of thing. I'll keep that to that spell. But oh yeah, duh, it's not in the release version yet. But yeah, I'll for sure add that spell to the spell list. It'll be too high to put on the extended spell list, but I'll definitely add that to the base spell list. So if you want Sky View on steroids, you can also take that spell. Now we come to a slight problem. A class that is all about exploration and mobility and getting around. What are they gonna do for their seal effect? Because the very obvious and easy thing is like, oh, they can move people around. Mobility. Teleportation. But we have that already in the Order of Messengers. So... everybody that starts their turn in the zone gets a speed boost. Or enters it for the first time on their turn. Something like that. My only issue with that one is the Seal of Winds is also going to be one that I'm planning to like buff speed. But I suppose... yeah... I suppose they could stack. Like, you could be like, I want to, like, double down on the speed buff. So I'm going to take Order of Cartography, and I'm going to take the Seal of Wind. And set the Seal of Wind down, and now they're going to get a speed boost on top of a speed boost. I think it's fine to double down, because, again, it's only inside your seal. And if the enemy is smart enough and be like, hey, let's not stand near the seal, then it's not all that powerful, right? It's all about coordinating with your teammates with this class and being like, hey, you grapple them so they don't leave, kind of thing. Order, yeah, some sort of speed boost. And this, or Seal of Winds, is flat speed boost. That's not bad. Because that way they can still stack. Maps are about identifying and finding things. Perhaps things can't be invisible or disguised inside the seal. That is pretty cool. Which is why, unfortunately for you again, Parka, I have that written already as the Seal of Sensing. That effect already exists. No, I think that was Yoda who was suggested something that I had a seal for already. But yeah, great minds think alike, because that kind of effect would be really cool. But yeah, the idea for the Seal of Sensing is this one has more like out of combat utility also, because there's no range for seals. Like, you can like set your seal up and walk away. The only kicker is it's gonna disappear after 10 minutes, but you can get as far away as possible in those 10 minutes and still have the effect going. Meaning, you set up your seal, you scroll your points and set it up, you hide around a corner, and if you've cast the Seal of Sensing in, like, a hallway or whatever, you basically now have a trip... Well, it's not really a tripwire. It's more like a tally counter of, like, anybody who passes by. And the cool thing here is, if you combine this with the Order of Espionage's Invisible Ink feature, you've now made an invisible sensing zone. Where you're like, okay, cool, how many guards are going to pass through this hallway within these 10 minutes? So you just sit, lay in wait, and you go like, okay, cool, here's 1 guard, here's 2 guards, here's 3 guards, here's like 10 guards. Oh man, this is like a lot of guards. Maybe we shouldn't go here. And because of the Invisible Ink feature, they don't know they're walking through this. Again, flavor. This class. Oh, the flavor. Too far. Cartography. Maps are about identifying and finding things. Perhaps things can't be invisible or disguised inside. Playing more into the identifying and finding things aspect could be interesting. But because we've got the traversal here. But maybe we plug that in, or plug what you're saying, Parka, into the 10th level feature. So, something to do with identifying / finding things. Yeah, so at 10th level, they can get something to, like, identify dangerous, hazardous areas, or like a treasure map. Ooh. Yeah, some sort of like treasure map inspired feature. Yeah, that'd be neat, actually. I like that. How do we scale this to 14th level? Because we could just be like, okay, yeah, while you're in your seal, you get even faster. Is that too boring, though? Yeah, probably. Probably. Yeah. Well, I think that's as good a time as any to move on. We'll come back to that later. Okay. Order of contracts. So, something to do with enchanting a creature to do your bidding. I've been kind of flip-flopping as to whether I want this to be a spell or a class feature just for the Order of Contracts. But we shall see. So, seal interaction feature is... The thing here is, I've got the Order of Contracts, and I've also got the Order of Artists. So both of these are kind of lined up to be a Summoner class. But the Order of Artists is basically... Hold on. Because the idea with the Order of Artists is you make a living painting or a living doodle or something, right? You literally draw a creature and it comes to life. What if Order of Artists was more of the pet class? And Order of Contracts was more of the Summoner. Summon creatures at start their turn or move into the seal for the first time. Start their turn or move into the seal for the first time. Get temp HP equal to half your int mod or half full bonus. So summon creatures that start their turn or move into the seal for the first time. Get temp HP equal to half your intelligence mod. I could just do that, like a damage mitigation thing, but like even this alone is already giving them a decent amount of effective HP, so we'll see. Contract. You are contracting a pet. Oh, before that, I missed that. Parka said, could give a creature bonuses by agreeing to do something for you. Penalize damage if they break the agreement. Bonus. If they do something you wanted. That might be a little too open-ended for a feature. Like, it'd be hard to do that and not make it, like, too open to DM interpretation. We'll see, though. But yeah. Contract, you're contracting a pet for a while. While artist is you draw something you want to summon. Yeah. Like, I kind of like that already a lot better for the artist, and what I had initially planned is their extended spell list was literally just summoning spells. Because you're drawing this thing to life, or life rather, and yeah, you're drawing it to life, and that's a lot more open-ended to be like, I'm going to quickly draw this, and I'll quickly draw that, and then I'll quickly draw this, you know, in the form of summoning things. Yeah, Ash, I think you have the right idea here. Contracts would be the pet class. Yeah. That'd be a little hard to do. Because what I don't want... I don't want this to be a humanoid pet class. That raises a lot of, like, red flags, potentially. So, what... Like, my idea with this is, like, you're contracting, obviously, demons. Like, you're so good at writing contracts that you are better than devils and demons at making contracts. So you now out-contract the contractor, and you're in control of them, right? It's like a demon-controlling class, or elemental or fae. So, I'll just put a general note down here. Make this the pet class. Choose a contract with either... No. Choose either a Fae, Fiend, or Elemental. And bind them to your this. Yeah. So make this the pet class. Choose either Fae, Fiend, or Elemental, and bind them to your service. 1 stat block, just for, you know, ease of reading, right? But depending on your choice, they get different features. So exactly like the Elemental Condescence feature, right? Where if you look here, it's like, oh, damage immunities, fire only. Cold acid resistance is water only. Amorphous is fire, air, and water only, and so on and so forth, right? But this one would be like, okay, this one is Fey only, or this one is Fiend and Fey. It gets like a flight speed because it's got like little demon wings or fairy wings, and so on and so forth. I don't know how to avoid subclass inception with order of contracts. So you are a lawyer. Yeah. Yeah, basically, order of contract is you're a lawyer. Like, you don't have to be a lawyer. You could just be like a sleazy con man. Because I want to keep it open-ended. That's why it's called the order of contracts, not like the order of lawyers or order of con men, right? You can kind of express your character however you want in that regard. Make the main difference with the pet. Make the main difference with the pet instead of the features. What do you mean? Like have multiple pet stat blocks? But yeah, I don't know if I glazed over it, Parka, but I'm pretty happy with the suggestion that Ash kind of put out there. I like, I think they were answering my problem. Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with how this is turned into the pet class, and the Order of Artists has gone back to what I originally had planned for it, being the Summoner class. Subclass. So I'm just gonna yoink. Properly. There we go. Gonna yoink that and just plop it back down here in the new home of the Summoner, the Order of Artists. Summoner subclass. Draw your to life. Get lots of extended spells. Boom. I think they were answering more of them. I mean, so you don't have the subclass. Okay, yeah, so you were answering Parkas. Okay, gotcha. If you have all the differences with Fey, Fiend, or Elemental in the stat block, it gets rid of it pretty much completely. Yeah. Yeah, basically. Actually, while I'm here, I already know exactly what I want to do with the third level feature. And that is change damage types of spells. So, changing damage types of spells because you are an artiste and you have many colors of which to paint the world with. Your fireball doesn't have to be fire. You could paint your fireball blue and make it a cold ball, or an acid ball if you want to paint it green. That's my idea here. At one point, and I guess still now, I don't know if I want to flip-flop the 3rd and the 6th level feature, where the 3rd level feature is just a flat-out, when your class, no balls, no fireballs. Yep. That's an in-joke between Ash and myself, who is, well, in the campaign I'm running. And long story short, well, I'm not going to go into details, but not on the stream anyway. But it's just a campaign in-joke, and we'll leave it at that. But anyway, I don't know if I want to flip-flop 3 and 6. Because if I flip-flop that, I could be like, when you summon a creature, it gains an additional amount of temp HP equal to your sealer level, or something like that. So you wouldn't have to, like, have your summons pop into your seal. And if we change the damage type repainting thing, that means other casters could benefit from it too, right? That would be pretty cool. So if, like, your ally pops into the seal, be like, oh man, I don't have any cold damage on my spell list. And this monster is very clearly eating up all my fire spells. It's not doing anything. So you quickly run into the area and now cast your fireball as a acid ball, for example. And this is coming from, like, your party wizard, right? But you, as a sealer, you can still stay in your sealing zone and fire off an acid knife, because that seems to be effective. Doesn't have to be ice knife anymore. It can now be acid knife. Make it so the summon can be around you or in your seal, even if it's out of range. Make it so the summon can be around you or your seal, even if it's out of range. I don't think, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think any of the summoning spells, because, like, when I say summoner, I mean just like this guy is going to be pumped full of summoning spells, right? Like, the extended spell list is just going to be lots and lots and lots of summoning spells. This isn't like a class feature that lets you summon a creature, because that would just be a pet, right? These are just temporary summons in the form of spells. And when you cast a spell that summons a creature, it gets a bonus from this stuff here, which may or may not go up to 3rd level. Think of switching 3rd with 6th. The order of artists. I think that's all I got for that for now. Oh, you know what I should have done? I should have recolored everything. Because the thing is, I've just been using... This was at one point the channeler document, and it just had all the layout on it, right? So I was just like, oh, I'll just use the same layout. This is the color scheme of the sealer, or the channeler. This is the color scheme of the sealer. All the stuff that's currently work in progress is in this color. But, like, now, because I copied and pasted everything in teal, I now have to individually go and edit all the colors to pink, which is going to be annoying. But, oh well. Order of messengers, order of espionage, cartography. So what have we done here? We've got origami. Origami I already kind of had set up before the stream even started. Messengers. Messengers is looking pretty good. Order of espionage, actually surprisingly, is already in a pretty good spot, I think. Order of tattoos needs a bit of work, but it's something I really want to work properly. But I said that with the brewery / alcohol flavored culinarian, and well, that still hasn't seen the light of day. So I'm hoping I can get the Order of Tattoos in a working spot, because this seems like a really almost necessary subclass, right? Order of Cartography is looking fairly good. Order of Contract. Order of Contracts definitely has something to it. Like this whole pet range or pet mode kind of thing we've gone with. I think we can do something with that. I have no idea what to do with this one. Order of the Index. I think Parka suggested make it something to do with like initiative order kind of thing. Sorry. Yeah, mess with initiative order, maybe, but the original plan was just a more sealer. Wasn't me, can't take credit for that. Okay, must have been someone else then. I don't know, Parka, you've just been pretty on the ball with ideas. I just assumed it was you. Sorry. Summoned into the range of the spell, or if it's spot out of range, you can summon it in the seal. Oh. Yeah. That's kind of cool. Artists, yeah. If you can summon in the seal, even if it is out of range of the spell. Boom. I like that. Order of Historians. This was the one that Parka submitted. I don't have ideas for it yet, but I think we'll come back to that next stream. I'm just gonna wrap up here. Banishment. Maybe could do something with this, but I think it's kind of in the same zone as Astronomy. It's kind of like, yeah, I could kind of do something with it, but it doesn't necessarily fall into, or fall that heavily into the whole artistry of the class. Order of Artists, liking this. Order of the Seekers, I still think I could definitely do something with this. Like, it's not necessarily, like, artistry, but it's definitely, like, that book and tome, like, destroying evil, vile knowledge, like the Necronomicon. That's, like, getting rid of forbidden knowledge, right? That still plays into the whole artistry of it, I feel. And Order of Face Painters is probably gonna end up being the, like the Stitcher is for the, the Goldemancer. Like the really goofy class that is, actually pretty good. Maybe? I don't know. Order of the Forbidden. Oh, so like... Yeah, I kind of contemplated that. You think I should do something like that? Like, literally the opposite to the Seekers, where the Seekers are an order that goes about destroying forbidden knowledge. The Order of the Forbidden are people that actually seek out this knowledge and want to use it, and they're constantly at odds, fighting, kind of thing. I assume that's what you were getting at. Oh, would you look at that? It perfectly slots in. What just happened? I hope I didn't destroy something. I don't think I did. Give me a moment. Everything looks in order. Fantabulous. Cool. Order of the Forbidden. Opposite to the Seekers. Use for forbidden. So, with that, that brings our subclass working total to 14. That's a lot of subclasses. Way too many. And that potentially can be knocked down to 12 or 11 that I think have solid ideas, because this one literally just popped up, so I'm not sure. I need to think on that more, but then Order of Banishment and Astronomy are kind of on the chopping block. I was just suggesting an alternative title for Order of the Seekers, but I'll take credit for the idea. I love aberrations, etc. Happy to throw ideas for those all day. Cool. Themed. Always gotta have a good aberration class thrown in there. It's not D&D homebrew unless you have some sort of aberration somewhere. But yeah, I think that's gonna be a good spot to wrap it up. If anybody in the chat here isn't on the Discord server, the link should be in the description. If you have any further ideas for the sealer, before I do my next stream, you can pop them in there. Let's see, was I smart enough? Yes, it is in the description. You can either use the link to my beacons.ai, Or if you scroll down a little further in the YouTube description, it will literally just be there. It's a thing that says discord.gg, etc., etc. Fantabulous. So for the sigil cards, can you use them to put sigils within 30 feet as an action, or is it just reaction? I'm kind of playing around with that. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to move the reaction quick draw thing to the 5th level, and just have the sigil card be able to be thrown at 2nd level. Maybe not out to 30 feet, but maybe to 15 feet. Something like that. And then maybe once you get to 15th level, it will then grow to 30 feet, and you can also throw it as a ranged thing. Or I might just lower it to 30. Because the thing here is, by default, sigil range is touch. So basically a space within 5 feet of you. So having every other option, or like most other options, be like, okay, cool, you can do something within 5 feet of you. Great. And then all of a sudden you now got sigil cards with 30 feet. That's a massive buff. And I think that's too much. So yeah, I think like you're saying there, 10 to 15 throw range would be better. Hey, Spin! How's it going with the throwing the frir ball? My favorite spell. Yeah. I'm just gonna slap that and slap this. Sigils can be placed 15 feet away. You don't get to say fireball because you didn't take it. True. Thank you for the subscription, Parka-Space. Holding out till the very end. I guess I twisted your arm. Thank you for subscribing. Yeah, let's save this before anything bad happens. I think it's been auto-saving in the background, but I don't think I've been actively saving it. Rolling the cards. Yeah, I'll make sure that's clear in the actual feature, right? Like the description, right? This is just a note, like the same way I've been doing the notes for the orders. I think that's gonna wrap it up. I think. Yeah, because we can. There's still enough space here to workshop a lot more of the order features, and then I've got all the stuff past 6th level I gotta do, and by that I mean like not that much because it's a full caster. So like as you can see here, there's a lot of levels where it's not getting anything. Because like the only thing I need. Because, yeah, 6th level, you get your Ritual Adept. 7th, you don't get anything, because that's your 4th level spells, and you get your ability, and then you get 5th level spells, and you get your order feature. and Sealer's Secret Arcanum, which probably going to turn into something different or scrap it entirely. I don't know. Seal improvements, 13. Arcana improvements. Signature order improvements, yeah. Because at 10th I've got Sealer's Secret Arcanum lined up. But you're already getting Signature Order. And at 14th you're getting your Signature Order again, right? And 18th is Arcanum improvements. I could very well just... Yeah. Because 18, 19, I need something there for sure, right? But Sealer's Secret Arcanum is in a state of flux at the moment. So 10 and 14, where I currently had them listed here. 10, actually it didn't have 14 listed, but to where it would have improved. I don't necessarily need anymore. But there we go, rambling. As I said, I was going to end the stream, but I decided to ramble some more. But yeah, unfortunately, Spin, you joined as soon as I was ending the stream. So, sorry, I apologize. But there will be more streams in the future. I quite liked doing this. I know it took me a while to get into streaming. So I tried the Spell Jam streams, right? So I was doing those and just doing just like chat interaction kind of thing. And I was comfortable with that, but like still the idea of doing a class live stream was scary. Even though Taryn has been doing them for quite a long time. And Josh over at Dungeoneer Pack, he's doing a Luchador class, which is pretty cool. He's been streaming that as well. So yeah, actually diving in, right, and doing this, it's not as scary, especially what Taryn was saying, where it's literally like, yeah, here's the proof that I did this first, right? When I look at it that way, my fears just kind of drift away, because I never thought about it that way, right? And he raised a pretty good point there. But anyway, this is, in fact, where I'm going to end the stream. I thank all of you so much for stopping by, and if you're watching the VOD and made it all the way to the end, hello, give yourselves a pat on the back. Comment down below with, I don't know, your favorite subclass, right? Your favorite subclass so far. Yes, I know, I'm rambling. But, I'm just doing all the YouTube stuff, right? It's slightly different than rambling. But yeah, if you made it to the end of the VOD, comment down below with what your favorite order is. And yeah. Any other feedback, either leave in my Discord or down below. And I will actually end the stream right now, I swear. I will do it. I will do it. I will stop this. I will stop this bus right now, mister. You hear me? You hear